Hello, GotAUkulele back with another instrument review, one I've been really looking forward to do. Before I get into that, this week's ukulele t-shirt, courtesy of Wonderkammer Instruments. This is Liam Kirby's Luthier business, handmade ukuleles from Bristol in the UK. Wonderkammer, check out my review of them, they're marvellous. And the t-shirt was designed for him by Jake Smithies of Dead Man's Uke. Right, oh by the way, if you want your brand featured on a GotAUkulele video, just get in touch and we can talk. Wow, this arrived. Wow. I've really been looking forward to telling you about this one. This is from aNueNue, Chinese company. It's the UT200 Tenor Moonbird from their Moonbird series. They also make it in soprano and concert. This is the tenor. Serious ukulele, this one. So, tenor, fairly typical tenor scale, double bout, but with a really big, wide bass and curved bass down here, which I think is gorgeous to look at. And also this one, I wouldn't call that a cutaway because there's nothing actually cut away. It's a staggered top shoulder, which provides more fret access for the higher frets. Interesting. I think it's absolutely stunning to look at myself. Beautiful, in fact. The top is solid Swiss spruce, super great straight pattern in two pieces, finished in one of the best glosses I've ever seen on a ukulele. And that is set off by this really interesting, never seen this before, rosewood edge binding. And it's interesting because it looks like a comfort edge, but it isn't. It just basically gets thicker and thinner in different places, like a wave. I think it's really interesting to look at. I've never seen it done before, and I like it a lot. Ebony bridge plate in an interesting design with a buffalo bone compensated saddle, and our first reference to the moon title in the name is that sound hole rosette, which is inlaid spalted maple and offset slightly so it looks like a crescent moon. I don't know what the bird stands for. It's the moon bird, but that's certainly a moon. Contrasting wonderfully with that pale top is a back and sides made of solid East Indian rosewood. Sorry about the fingerprints, as I say, super glossy. Book matched on the back with a very slight arch to it, and edge bound as well, but without the swirly edge binding on the front, because it would be lost against the rosewood finish. I think you can see the edge binding there just about. That back and sides contrast is just stunning to that Swiss spruce top. Looking inside, really neat and tidy. Notched kerfing, no problems at all, no glue spots. This is a really tidy build. Moving on, mahogany neck, made of three pieces with a joint at the heel and a joint at the headstock. I really like the shaping of that neck heel. Doesn't really affect the play, but it's worth noting. It just looks really classy. Very, very nice indeed. Topping the neck is an ebony fingerboard, which is jet black and in really good condition. We've got 20 nickel silver frets to the end of the fretboard, which curves around the sound hole. And they are what I'd call vintage jumbo style. That doesn't mean they're high, it means they're fatter in width rather than the sort of fuse wire that you see on some cheaper ukuleles. Really comfortable to play. We've got more moon motifs in the position markers. This is really cool. They're inlaid spalted maple as well, and they are in phases of the moon, going from a crescent here down to a full moon. Really nice touch. And they are repeated in dots on the side, which is great to see. That's a bone nut up to the headstock. Do you know what? This is probably my only gripe about the instrument. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the headstock. It's not a three-pointed crown shape, which is nice to see, something different. It's faced in ebony, and that aNueNue logo is inlaid in pearl. It's just kind of plain compared to the rest of the instrument, you know. I think it would have been nice to see a moon motif up here, or maybe a bird. That's a minor complaint, and it's all forgotten about when I flip it over and show you that these are Goto UPT Planetary Tuners. Marvellous, absolutely superb tuners, these. They've basically got helical gears inside them, so they've got the benefits of geared tuners, but the form factor of friction pegs, so you don't have ears on your instrument. I absolutely adore those tuners. Superb. Finishing the deal, aNueNue black water strings. Don't know what they are. I think they're fluorocarbon, but I don't tend to judge my ukuleles based on strings. And this case is probably one of the best, if not the best, hard case I've ever seen. It's in a dusky blue Tolex, stitched, antique lockable brass fittings, which are really substantial. The handle is padded so nicely, and beautiful shiny velour inside. I mean, that's stunning. And that all comes in for a serious price. These are in UK dealers at £1,148, so right up there with Kamaka, Canalea, top end professionals. And some people will say, but it's from China, it must be cheap, or it shouldn't be expensive. I think you're really behind the curve there. Yeah, China still knock out some rubbish, but this is not rubbish. This is a professional instrument, and I still think that's a pretty good price for what you're getting. Right, to hold. Solid, doesn't feel flimsy, it's not heavy, it's nice and light, perfectly balanced at the 12th, absolutely no complaints, and the setup on this one arrived for me in a way that I wouldn't want to change it. It's all about the playing, isn't it? Thankfully, this doesn't disappoint. This instrument has got more volume and projection than I think I've really ever heard from an instrument, and that includes the Blackbird Clara, which is really punchy. This is strident. That's not to say it's a one-trick pony, though. It's absolutely beautiful, played softly as well. It's just got a punch, a sustain, and what impresses me the most is that dynamic range across the strings. Every string rings out when you strum it. The sustain goes on. You've got bass, and you've got the high stuff, particularly when you play up here. It sings. I'll play my usual stuff. I'm not going to do an instrument like this justice, but you'll get an idea for how it sounds. Strumming that very hard at all. Picked, it's just gorgeous. It's so sweet. Whoa, that's a lovely tone. No matter what you play at it, if you want to play it harder, it's got a bite, but it plays soft too. No matter what you do, it's I'm really finding it hard to fault it, and this is just a little recorder with a small microphone. You know, I can't do this fully the justice it deserves, trust me. I've played a lot of ukuleles. This is one of the nicest tones of an instrument I've played. It's playable, it's comfortable, it looks beautiful, and for that reason this has just gone on to get the highest score ever of a ukulele reviewed on GotAUkulele. That is some accolade, aNueNue. This is outstanding. Also available now in UK dealers. World of Ukes carry them amongst other people, I believe. I can't recommend this highly enough. I want this instrument. This has absolutely blown me away. aNueNue UT200 Moonbird series tenor. This is serious. If you really want a nice ukulele for forever, I really would consider one of these. Superb. Keep an eye on GotAUkulele. More interesting reviews coming soon. It's going to be hard to top this one, but you never know what's around the corner. We shall see. Times are good in the ukulele world. See you soon.